already stuck up there because you know Venom, Vika, Flixie, they are never going to let those guys escape.
Especially after kind of poking at them while they were trying to take down the Shogun boss, like that little annoying mosquito you find at 3 a.m. But they got the job done. As we're back over to Artist, 43 above. On the edge of the zone, this is the congested side. You can see the amount of trios that are around here. Could be good or bad depending on which trio you are. When you're so low in terms of damage, it's actually not a bad place to be. A lot of options to do so, but it's always risky ones as Cryfalls has been cracked. Now trying to disengage as his teammates back him up. Sanguild looking to see if he can get a bit more tags, but already 406 above. They're not in desperate need of anything.
Sanguild, though, gonna look to maybe take advantage of catching somebody off guard. Triple pump attempt onto the floor. Granted, doesn't reveal anything just yet, but Sanguild knows there's definitely another trio or two way too close to their current vicinity. They're gonna opt to try and reposition, but finding themselves a little bit stuck out. It's going to be a tough rotate from this point into zone. Takata, so many teams just based up on higher positions, trying to shoot at them as they go.
Yeah, I mean, you can see Lane, for example, taking the full right side, which has barely any trios, but Artist is going to choose to almost beeline this one in up the hill, which has the trios already based up on it, potentially looking back at them. But at this point, do they really have time?
Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Mongrel,
what I just told you.
Panzer, Mr. Savage.
Why you gotta touch?
Kind of taking advantage of being on that elevated position, shooting the players while they're rotating before making their Oni mask rotate. Kind of a bonus of having triple Oni mask.
Come on, Wade. They don't love you like I love you.
Brutal boxcars, though, does provide some decent natural elevation with the mountain range just behind him. Mongrel, though, massive shots taken out of his HB bar, and Malabuka being in walks. They smell blood in the water for sure, just sharking towards them closer and closer. They want to see if they can secure those eliminations. They're going to be forced to come to a halt for the time being.
Take a quick look at how Cryfalls was able to get that knock onto focus. Doing a good job of moving the player back into safety so they can secure that loot without the risk of getting knocked down as well. And from what I'm seeing, it looks like Seti might have already been taking out, leaving Cammy and Cherry alone, 55 below. They lost the Storm Surge damage from Seti. Now forced to find a bit more as a duo. Water Sprite used as Cammy's last heal, last shield in the loadout. Only wood left to build as well, as this looks more grim than ever for this duo.
That is up until he finds a huge pump shot onto Cool. That's going to give him a little bit more material and a Typhoon Blade at least to swap out with the Kinetic Blade he was rocking. Still going to be a tough circumstance, hoping to just go unnoticed in the sky, managing to Kinetic Blade straight towards the front side of zone. He's going to stake out his claim on the low ground, gets a nice shred into Voxtail, but now has to turn back, try and hold things through. Shari also looking incredibly battered here, does not have a whole lot of heals to work with.
Good job healing for his teammate though, as we look back on to Mr. Savage. Both his teammates low on shield. They have enough to recuperate it, they just need the time to use those splashes. As now they're going to continue to get into zone, have to be careful not to land in another box, as now the pressure could be on quickly enough, getting themselves into safety, and now hopefully they can either decide, do we want to stay ahead or do we want to wait for this next zone to appear? And then with that triple Oni mask make their way in, but Mongrel's already been taken out. Panzer still low on shield. Savage stuck in another box now, as he's cracked to just 84 HP and left as a solo.
Savage just too separated, not able to look for the backup that he'd been hoping for with Panzer. His team, though, still able to communicate. Panzer does have a tendency to IGL through the late game, so he might be able to help out Savage despite not being a direct participant. Tripper in a very similar situation to what we just saw as well. Holding on to this last charge of the Water Sprite, but making his way through towards his next portion. He's not going to get the chance. Immediately eliminated the moment he tries to leave his box.
Look at the clouds though. Shake off, sky jump. Looks like they're going to want to hold on to height here, as they do have to be careful of the teams rotating through right below them. So far, just making sure nobody else is trying to contest, seeing if they can stay ahead, pre-placing those Oni masks, ticking off the checklist to play high ground, as Mr. Savage is still up as a solo, and he's climbing up even further.
Mr. Savage looked like he had the intention for a moment there to try and lurk secondary height. Instead, gets a huge rip into Shari from behind. Did not have a chance to see that one coming. Final splash has been expended, though. And Mr. Savage is down to his last few builds as well. He's going to have to sit behind and hope that somebody runs in front of him. Instead, going to try to just TP forward. Final cone. And that is all that separates him from being lobbied here.
Yeah, the zone pulled opposite side to where Mr. Savage was. Unlucky pull, but as a solo, you do want to ride the back of the wave. High ground has been chopped down. Shakeoff reconnecting as we look at Ping, Malibuca Walks, who have a great tarp here on low ground. But once again, it looks like Vico, Veno, Flixie, they saw height, they won it as the battle unleashed.
Vico, though, getting a little bit clipped from the side. Veno gonna back him up. Momsy seeming to be the one to try and shut him down, but instead, Flixie going to ultimately help them secure the height. But wait, Vico, he's been taken out. Shoga's medallion now belongs to Momsy instead. And with Skyjump having just recently been knocked, there's gonna be only Flixie and Veno left up above. But they know it's a pretty significant blow, losing Vico in the process.
Be careful, Malibuca's looking at high. I think he looked up, he saw the action. They could potentially go for a retake here. Ping gets chopped down, but Malibuca is going to use that Oni mask back up. As Ping's stuck on the low ground, he needs to help his team out here. Oni mask gets used, now the battle continues. Will Veno ever get a break?
The problem is, Veno and Flixie, they're only a duo. Wax being Malibuca instantly swarm the high ground. They've been chopped though, but the pre-placed TP is gonna make sure that they don't get fall damage at the bottom here. Flixie still trying to see if he can take out Malibuca. So much damage done though to Malibuca's HP bar, but now it is exclusively Veno trying to replicate what we saw Vico do in the last game.
Going into Storm here, looking for more angles. Oni mask gonna be used to get back in, but it's onto a full trio. Connects the shot, but it's not enough. Walks, Ping, and Malibuca are maintaining height.
And Malibuca looking incredibly healthy at this stage in comparison to Blaha, Comeback, and Mixon running extraordinarily low on the builds. They might have that Shogun's medallion, but they don't have that overhead advantage. Comeback gonna be the first one taken out, but he does manage to get the 1-for-1 exchange with Malibuca. Ping though, looking for some of the final shots to secure. It's so close for a victory royale.
Maha goes down though, Walks, Ping cleaned it up, and just like that, Malibuca, Ping, Walks are gonna secure the second victory royale of the day. I know they got a smile on their face, but so does Art Skill and his trio. They've just found a new drop spot.
Just a little bit too telegraphed there for Ping and Malibuca from the high ground, just in a substantially better position, but definitely gotta hand it to Comeback and them for trying to do what they can to delay or turn that in their favor. Just really well executed on the height retake by Malibuca's team.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, congratulations for that victory royale. We'll be seeing Malibuca, Walks, and Ping in the major finals, but hey, also, Veno, Flixie have been incredibly consistent throughout these late games. Mongrel, Mr. Savage, Panzer have been incredibly consistent, so I want to see how that changes things up on the consistency leaderboard. So let's head right back over to the desk.
Thank you very much. Congratulations to Malibuca, Vox, and Ping for their victory royale. And this is definitely a victory royale we saw coming, Mini Miner.
Yeah, definitely. Really nicely played there. I wouldn't say we saw it coming right there at the end because it looked like Vico and Flixie had the control of the high ground, right? It looked like they were able to hold on to it, but it was a couple of missteps, a couple of, a little bit of movement problems there for Vico that actually made him fall. And then, of course, they lost control of the whole game from there on out, and it was Malibuca that could just easily TP on height with all those materials that they were able to get. This is the trio, though, 11. We highlighted at the beginning. We expected them to do well. We expected them to win, and this is exactly how we expect them to play.
I was very happy watching that. Very happy watching that. You know, Malabuka, one thing about him that you've always been able to say from way back in the days of EU compared to Fortnite is he spots weakness like nobody else, right? And so when they look up on high after getting all these refreshers, getting their mat count up, and they see what's going up on high, they see that there's been a build fight, they probably notice that there's only 2 of them up there as well. They just know this is ours for the taking. Nobody can stop us here. And, you know, they are just so ruthless. Ping and Wox, after Malabuka goes down, they get the job done. They handle it in ease. It's Blaha and them. Still a great game from the guys below, but I mean, this trio, I'm so excited about them. Again, I'm almost upset we're not going to get to see more of them, right? Because they had a bit of a quiet game 1, here in game 2, loud as ever, pick up the win and they go into the Major 1 final.
That's all they needed, really, boys. I mean, we would not imagine a Major 1 final without Malabuka, and Malabuka couldn't imagine it either, which is why he's already secured his trio a place in next week's showdown. We are going to take a short break, but we'll be back very soon to talk about the rest of game number 2.
She ain't talking to you.